Hello and welcome back to the channel of nonsense. Now if you're a long time viewer of the channel, you'll know I'm a pretty awkward bloke, but even I'm not as awkward as the Skoda Scala, a car that came out back in 2018 to fit in between the Fabia and the Octavia. It's a kind of estate-like hatchback thing. But yeah, I've not seen loads of them about, but it has just been updated to look way snazzier. And I've come to very noisy, rainy Frankfurt, next to the airport, helpfully, to tell you if it's a car you need to be looking at in 2024. Let's go, before der Polizei get me and throw me in Das Dungeon for filming next to an airport. Right, well that was a disaster. Turns out I had to spend quite a lot of time in German prison making Frankfurter friends with a man called Hans and his Frankfurter. But anyway, the car, what is the Skoda Scala? Well, it's kind of getting close to Octavia's size, but it's built on the Fabia platform, so it is more affordable. It's going to start from about £22,000 in the UK, up to 28 grand for this top spec Monte Carlo version. The entry level in the UK is called SE Tech, and the mid spec is SEL, blah, blah, blah. All you need to know is they all get LED headlights as standard, and they have been redesigned. The whole front end's been redone as part of this facelift. And I do think it looks way more modern than the old Scala. The old Scala used to have like triangular headlights that came down here and it looked a bit rental car. This actually looks like something you would want to own. It's got these split level daytime running lights there. And for the first time in this segment, Skoda says, you can get LED matrix headlights on it, which are divided into 8 zones, so you can leave your main beams on and you won't blind everyone coming the other way. Tesla's not managed that, going by the Model 3s and Model Ys that blind me every day at home. But whatever, I do think it looks way more premium. I'm going to show you the rest of it before I float away in the rain. Now, do you see what I mean about it being halfway between a hatchback and an estate car? As you can tell, because I've parked it next to a regulation-sized German lamppost, this is 4.36 meters long. So it's 20 centimeters longer than a Fabia, but 30 centimeters, something like that, shorter than an Octavia. And because this is top spec Monte Carlo one, it comes on big-ish 18-inch wheels, and the wheels have all been redesigned as part of the facelift. As you might imagine, because this is a Monte Carlo one, you also get black mirror caps, hasn't got a black roof. It's meant to have a black roof according to the press pack, and a sunroof. It hasn't. Should we start this whole video again? No, we won't. We'll go on to the next bit and just accept our fate. Now, blow me down if they haven't changed the back of the Scala ever so slightly as well. If you're a proper Skoda nerd, you'll of course have noticed that the taillights are now in 3 pieces, and the Skoda writing is in a different font and it hasn't got the little hat over the S because they've rebranded it. You'll also, of course, have noticed the redesigned rear diffuser, which is said to provide 50% more downforce at 180 miles an hour. Or something like that. You can now get the electric boot as an option where you kick under it like futilely in a Waitrose car park until it eventually opens. That's new. 467 litres of space, so it is really practical, much bigger than the boot on a Volkswagen Golf. Well, that much bigger. But being serious just for a second, it is a really big space for a car in this class at this price point. You've also got some neat features. This one has an optional tow bar. You've got a 12-volt socket up here and good old Skoda curry hooks to stop all your shopping spilling everywhere as you hoon it back from Lada Boleslav to your house. Let's look at the inside. Right, it's darker than my search history in here, so bear with if it looks a little bit grainy. But the interior is the big area where they've upgraded the Scala. They've kind of increased the ambiance by putting cloth on the dashboard down there in all models apart from the one that I'm filming. This is the Monte Carlo, so it gets this slightly dubious fake carbon fibre stuff. But the big news is you've got a digital dashboard now and a bigger infotainment screen. On entry-level versions, you get a slightly smaller than this one, 8-inch infotainment screen. This is the 9-inch one, which does have a few foibles. It doesn't have a physical volume knob. You have to do that using the buttons on the left of the screen or on the steering wheel. But it has got wireless CarPlay, it's got Android Auto. There's a wireless charging mat down there as well, which is quite good because it actually charges at 15 watts, which is 3 times faster than a normal one, and it's actively cooled as well. So your iPhone won't melt into a little pool of liquid and look like Steve Jobs' face. But yeah, it has had a real glow up in here. The digital dashboard's really good. It's not the latest all single dancing one that you get in a BMW, for example, but it does the job. And you have to remember, this is an affordable car. The infotainment system is a little bit slow to respond at times. But the other big bit of news is Skoda's given us physical climate controls are back. I love to see that. Now just give us a volume knob as well. Now you've got space here down there for some driving modes. Again, this is Monte Carlo one, so you can stiffen the suspension up if you pick that option, self-parking as well. And you get an armrest, which isn't always the case in affordable cars. some cup holders down there. And if you're a proper nerd, you'll know you can tell what platform a Volkswagen Group car is on by the key. So this has got the slightly older key with the flip out bit, even though it's got keyless ignition down there. But yeah, big door bins up front. It does just feel like a more grown up, more premium car. I should point out as well that because this is a Monte Carlo one, you've got a heated steering wheel as well as heated seats, which is quite nice. There are more recycled materials in here than ever before, as is becoming the trend. So yeah, lots of good hippie whale foreskin stuff going on there. Oh, the USB-Cs are much more powerful as well. They're now 45 watts, which is up from 15 in the pre-facelift one. So Skoda wants you to charge your stuff and charge it fast. And I think there's an option to have USB-C behind the mirror as well, so you can power your dash cam without having an unsightly taxi driver wire running down your windscreen. Big glove box too. Now, you don't get this much legroom in a Volkswagen Golf. I'm sorry, you just don't. Skoda is masters at making kind of smallish cars with lots of interior space, and this updated Scala is no different. Now, being a Monte Carlo, you've got sport seats in front, so yeah, it blocks your view out a little bit, but not too much. It's nice and soft here, so you can squidge your knees into it if you need to. You've got a little phone pocket down here, but I'm just quite comfortable. The seat back is nice and reclined. I've got heated rear seats, outer rear seats in this one as well, and there's also two USB-Cs down there and a cup holder plastic tray thing, which is an option, I think. The door bins are a decent-ish size, but they're not that wide, so a big Coke size bottle won't fit. But don't feed your children sugary drinks. Feed them, I don't know, a smaller drink, like a small bottle of Coke. Am I making much sense? Probably not. Oh, also, as I'm getting out, Skoda should be thanked for giving us ISOFIX points which don't have stupid plastic flaps over them. They're just easy to access. They're right there. Stick your child seat in. No bother, whatever that is in check. Right, that's more than enough waffle about the new bits on the updated Skoda Scala. Let's hit das Autobahn, der Autobahn, and drive it. And I'll tell you about the engines, the safety tech and all that kind of stuff, and try and get it up to 100 and a million miles an hour on the Autobahn. If I'm allowed to in the rain. Don't think I am. Right, let's go for a drive in the Skoda Scala then, and it drives very sensibly, as you might imagine. It's a very sensible car. It's not going to set your hair on fire with driving dynamism, but it does everything as well as it needs to. It feels stable, and we'll do some Autobahn stuff in a minute to get it up to speed. It feels comfortable. This one's a Monte Carlo with adaptive suspension, so you can flick it between comfort and sports suspension whilst the sat-nav lady talks over you. The engine choices in the Scala are very sensible as well. You've got the new version of Volkswagen Group's 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, the Evo 2 or Gen 2, whatever they're calling it, which is a bit smoother because those 3-cylinder turbo engines can be a little bit lumpy low down, but they've mostly fixed that now. I've got the 1.5 litre petrol in this one, which has got 150 horsepower, so it does go pretty well, and you can get it with a DSG gearbox. You can get one of the smaller 1 litre versions with a DSG gearbox as well. This shifts really smoothly. It's like all Volkswagen Group dual clutches. It just does exactly what it needs to, and you've got flappy paddles should you ever feel the need to like become a racing driver in your Skoda Scala. But yeah, I'd say whichever you pick, it's a car, it's fine. It gets you from A to B without any drama. I'd probably go for the higher power version of the 1 litre engines if you're going to do much motorway driving. This 1.5 is frankly just showing off. It's like putting a V8 in your Mini. It's not that fast. Dankeschön. Right, I'm out on the motorway now in the updated Skoda Scala, and again, this is one of those things. It is a small car. It is one of Skoda's more affordable cars. But when you're out on the motorway doing 80 miles an hour as I am at the moment here in Germany, it doesn't feel wobbly. It's a windy day. I feel pretty well cocooned and it feels stable. And yeah, it's a reasonably refined cabin. It's a bit of wind noise. I'm hearing mostly water in the wheel arches on this soggy Frankfurt day. But yeah, it's a comfortable grown-up motorway cruiser, especially with this 1.5 litre petrol engine. It feels as decent as an Octavia, frankly. Now, I realise this isn't desperately useful consumer journalism, but this Skoda Scala is currently doing 110 miles an hour on the Autobahn. It's a little bit gusty, to be honest, but how many of these are going to do 110 miles an hour? You're taking it on a track day for Skoda Scala owners? Probably not. But yeah, one thing that I have appreciated driving the Scala is the view out. It's actually pretty good. You've got a bit of a big blind spot in the rear corners. That's standard for any modern car. I'm always bored of saying it. But it is just an easy car to drive. There's no foibles. It's just gets on with its job. The brakes aren't too grabby, the steering does what you want it to. It's not going to make you laugh. Does it look like a car that wants to make you laugh though? It's a car that wants to talk to you about its crystal design language. I feel like I've been pretty down on this car, all the things that I've just said. It is very, it's just very, does everything. It's kind of hard to pick any flaws in it because it drives well. And then I think if you went back even 10 years and picked a car at this price point trying to do the value proposition thing, it would feel like crap compared to this. And yes, this is a 2024 car, so you've got the driving assist you'd expect, all the good Euro NCAP stuff, although you do now have the speed limit warning, but you can turn it off with 2 presses, 1 button on the steering wheel, then roll down and turn off your speed warning. You'll have to do that every time you turn the ignition off and on, but it's easy enough to do and you don't have to go through the touchscreen to do it, so it definitely wins points for that. Yeah. Oh, and it's annoying, I've probably said this already, but there's no volume knob. It's up and down on a screen. Right, gearbox in sport mode, suspension's in sport mode. I'm in a vineyard. Yeah, it doesn't roll much in corners. That's quite impressive. And considering the roads are pretty wet, it grips well, but it's not an F1 car, it's not trying to be. It feels very Skoda-ish in that regard. I'd say you're going to buy this car for its practicality and its value, not its sense of making you feel like, I was going to say Michael Schumacher. Bad place to go. But anyway, that's enough about how the Skoda Scala drives, hopefully. It's very refined, it's pretty comfortable, it's average really, it's good. It's goodish. Let's get back to me for a slightly more committed outro. Right, Skoda Scala facelift then. Who's it for? What's the point of it? Well, I think it's really for people that don't want an SUV in their lives. Obviously, Skoda has the Kamiq, which is a very similar car to this. It's a bit shorter, has a slightly smaller boot. This has a bigger boot, it's lower, it's probably going to be more efficient because it's not an SUV. Skoda, admittedly, they say they sell most of these to their fleet customers, so rental companies and things like that. But actually, as personal transport, it looks sharper than ever, it looks more desirable than ever, and you can just own it and have all the tech you need. And it's got all that kind of good digital dashboard stuff going on. It feels way more modern inside than it used to, and in the lower spec ones it's quite nice having cloth on the dashboard for once rather than more plastic and feeling like you're, I don't know, in an oil spill in the 1980s. But yes, it's not an exciting car to drive, it's not going to really thrill you, but that's not the point of it. It's kind of affordable practical motoring, which is what Skoda does best. Bit of a forgotten gem, I think. I'm going to give it 7.5 Tim Rudies out of 10. Maybe 8. Depends what you want really. If you want GT3 RS, 7.5. If you want an Octavia but you can't afford one, 8.